I bet you didn't know this secret about manifestation. After I realized this, everything that I wanted started to appear in my life. Today, I will be sharing a secret about manifestation that I came to realize when my manifestations were not appearing in my life. After learning them, my perspective around manifestation started to change, and shifting into my desired state of the wish fulfilled became so easy. This realization came to me a few years ago. Now, when I open YouTube, I see lots of new channels around manifestation. I become curious about what they are sharing, and when I open them, all I see is basic level stuff. Many of them share surface level things. These surface level things confuse people and make it hard for them to trust and have faith in manifestation. But I can assure you that after this video, your faith in manifestation will grow to a greater extent. Now you might be thinking what that secret is that nobody tells you about manifestation and how it can impact you. Well, the secret is just a simple term that you might have heard before as well. The secret is, everything always works out in your favor. I know you will say that. You already have heard about it, and some of you even have added this term to your list of affirmations. You keep on repeating that everything always works out in my favor, and now you are wondering, how can this term be a greatest secret that nobody tells you? Well, it is, and after you understand this, you will know this too, and you will stop repeating this affirmation because it will finally sink deep into your mind. You won't feel the need to repeat it because it will become a truth for you. Your logical mind will also agree on this statement. You will be able to manifest every desire of yours. It does not matter if it is money or love. You will know that your manifestation is coming to you. Now, how is it a greatest secret, and how did I come to realize this? So, when I came across manifestation and I started to listen to YouTube videos and articles around manifestation, then some doubts popped up in my mind, and I had this habit of clearing the doubts on my own. So, I used to sit in silence. I used to observe these doubts and allow my mind to find solutions to them. Many times it used to work. Now, one day I heard people on YouTube saying, everything is always working out in your favor. I became curious because my external circumstances were unfavorable. I was like, how can it be working in my favor when the situations in my life are causing anxiety to me? How can I accept that everything is always working out in my favor when it is actually not? I don't feel like I am winning in my life. I don't have the desires I want, and I don't know how I will be able to improve my life. All I can hear is these people telling me that everything is working out in my favor. Well, how can it be working in my favor? This is the question that was revolving in my mind. So, I sat down in silence and I observed my past events. I observed my life and my current situations. And something clicked within me. I came to understand why everything is working out in my favor, and it felt so light and relaxing. So, this is what I came to realize. I bet you have heard that our external reality is a mirror of our internal reality. This simply means whatever we are holding internally gets reflected externally. I bet you know this, and you might even have had experiences where you imagined something, and after some time it happened exactly the way you imagined it. It felt magical for you. So, this same thing came into my mind. I had these experiences where I imagined something and it appeared. I came to realize that our internal world gets reflected in our external world. When I sat with this thought, another realization came, and somehow I connected the dots and I understood how everything is working out in my favor. Everything was working out in my favor because my internal world is getting reflected externally. What I imagine appears in my reality. Now, when the situations seemed bad and unfavorable to me, still everything was working out in my favor because I somehow created them. I created those situations by feeling and thinking in a certain manner. My present scenarios are just a reflection of my past imagination. Whatever I am experiencing right now was first imagined. If the imagination contained some scenarios that were bad and I felt like I was undeserving of something or I identified myself with bad qualities, then my present scenarios were reflecting those qualities. Even if the situation seemed to be bad, still it was working in my favor because what I was imagining was reflecting in my reality. This is why even if the present situations appear to be bad, you have to understand that your past thoughts and feelings made them manifest in your life. If you had lovely thoughts and feelings, then your situations would have been joyful and lovely. In either of the scenarios, it is always working out in your favor because what you are imagining is appearing in your reality. The dominant thoughts and feelings are appearing in your life. Sit with this thought for a minute. Go within and observe your past events. Observe what you believed at that time, and observe your present scenarios. You will figure out that your current scenarios are just showing your beliefs about yourself. You are acting in a manner because of what you believed in the past. Now, if you change your beliefs today, your tomorrow will reflect the same in your reality. So, even in the past, everything was working out in your favor because it was showing you what you were believing. The only thing that made it look unfavorable was your identification with limiting belief. your identification with negative feelings. When you were imagining these things, they were showing up in your reality. Now, if you change your feelings, they will also show up in your reality. It does not matter what you imagine. If you imagine it on a consistent basis and make it a dominant feeling within you, then it will show up in your reality. Now, there is one more catch. You don't know how or when it will show up externally. The only thing that you have to be concerned about is what you are imagining and how you are feeling at each and every moment. Your reality is always changing because you are always changing. The reality is just mirroring your inner beliefs and feelings externally. Isn't it mind-blowing that even if the current situations are appearing to be bad, still everything is working in your favor? If you still are not clear about this, then I advise you to replay the previous parts of the video. I know you will get there. I know you will realize it. Now, I don't know what you are manifesting and how you came across this topic of manifestation. But one thing you have to sink deep into your mind, and that is, you are always manifesting based on your beliefs. You are always manifesting circumstances in your life. If you want different circumstances in your life, I advise you to have different belief systems and imagine different scenarios into your life because life is a game of beliefs. It might not work on the first attempt, but don't be discouraged because you have this ability to imagine and it is free. You can imagine as many times as you like. What I advise you is to imagine favorable scenarios and outcomes before doing anything. Suppose you are going on a date tonight. Then, before leaving, imagine that you had a wonderful date night. Imagine how your date went, what your date made you feel. Did your date compliment you, what they said? Hear them in your imagination. Did you kiss? How that kiss went? Are they into you? Imagine all these scenarios first and then go out for that date. The majority of the time it works, and even if it didn't go as per what you imagined, still don't condemn it because after doing this multiple times, it will happen in the near future because everything is working in your favor. Now, this is not limited to dating life only. It works in every area of life. You can do this if you are having a meeting. Imagine that it went in your favor and you made the deal that you wanted. If you are a service provider, then imagine that your client felt satisfied by your service and paid you with a grateful heart. If you are going for a workout at the gym, imagine that you had a great time working out there and you made some new friends. If you are going shopping, imagine that you found that perfect dress and you got a steal deal. Manifestation is about being creative, and it depends upon you. Meet a celebrity in your imagination at a restaurant, click pictures with them, and shake hands with them. Imagine attractive people approaching you and hitting on you. Imagine receiving the things that you want as a gift. Imagine meeting an old friend. Imagine talking to your crush confidently. It is all based on your imagination, and I believe you can achieve anything with a positive attitude. Yesterday, when I was watching a short film, I came to an understanding. I realized that not everyone wants to be rich. I know it sounds dumb. You are like 99% of the people want money and want to be rich. Well, hear me clearly. Everyone wants to be rich overnight or wants to get rich in a short time. But no one wants to be rich. They only want to be rich overnight or in the short term. Likewise, no one wants to get lean. They want to get lean in 30 days or overnight. They fail to realize that it took years for them to gather this fat around their waist, and they try to exercise for 2 days and expect some results. Well, this is not how it works. In the same way, no one wants to manifest. They want it overnight. Now, someone will say that this is a limiting belief and it can happen overnight. Well, of course it can happen overnight. Anything can happen. Sometimes for some people, it happens overnight, and many people are trying to find some magical techniques to make it happen overnight. And in the search for these techniques, they have already spent countless nights in worry and stress. But what I am telling you is that every technique is there to help you imagine your desirable outcome. When you affirm, you tell yourself certain statements that help you to imagine in a certain manner. When you visualize, then you are holding some pictures in your mind that are making you imagine certain scenarios. When you do scripting, you are writing about your desirable life, and you are imagining that while writing. So, every technique is somehow making you imagine certain scenarios. Stop finding some magical technique that will make it happen overnight. Do you want it or do you want it overnight is the main question. If you want it, you can have it. Don't condition it by saying that you want it overnight. You can definitely have it if you imagine it on a consistent basis. Use whatever technique you want. You can also take the help of guided meditations, and I have designed one such meditation that has helped many people. You can check it out by clicking on the first video that now appears on the top right corner of the screen.